Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will discuss about with the SQL series, SQL commands. So first in this first we'll discuss about with the basic SQL commands. Then we'll look into the SQL Server practice. So basically SQL commands are these DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. So some of them are calling as DQL, or the select command also is part of DML. Okay. So let's find the what is DDL, data definition language. So what is DDL called as? Mainly basically DDL is the structure of the data. So we'll deal with the structure of the data. So like the structure of the data called as how we'll create the table, creating the table, dropping the table, alter. So to modify the table name, to modify the table structure by using alter, truncate. So to delete the table, so permanently we had to delete the table, truncate called as. Then DML. So DML is deal with the data. So deal with the data called as, so you can insert the data, you can update the data, you can delete the data, you can merge the data. So these operations by using DML. So basically DDL is the structure of it can deal with the structure of the data. DML is, it can deal with the data. So directly we can operate with the data. Then DCL is the data control language. It can provide the permission, it can revoke the permission. So like grant and revoke. So granting is to provide the permission. Revoke is again taking back the permission. TCL, transaction control language. So transaction control language is the commit, rollback, and save point. So in commit called as permanently to save the data. Rollback is if you have any data we want to roll back, you can roll back to the data. So by using rollback command. Then save point. So we had to save the complete the script we had to save in one save point. Then DQL. So DQL is also part of DML. Some of them are calling as DQL, data query language. So once we have to DDL and DML commands are executed, then we will execute as the select. So that is DQL, data query language. So select is to retrieve the data. So whatever the tables, whatever the data we are storing into the table, based on the select command, we will retrieve the data. Based on our requirement, we will write the queries. Let's look into the DDL commands. So DDL commands are data definition language used to define the structure of a database object, such as table. So using to define the structure. The structure is mainly the commands include create, alter, drop, truncate. So create called as to create the table, to create the database. Alter is to modify the data, to modify the table structure, to modify the table naming or database name. Drop, so to drop the table. Truncate, so permanently to delete the drop the table. So here one difference is that drop and truncate. So drop is completely the table is to be dropped. Truncate is also to execute the, to truncate the table, means to delete the table but permanently. There is no structure also once we execute the truncate. Then how we'll create the table? So here we'll execute the table using create command. So let's take one example here. The this one called as create table if not exists. Student. So student is the table name. So to create table if not exists called as not exist is if any student table is existed, then again we can't create with the table. So if not exists, then we can create the table. ID. So varchar. So varchar called as the data type. Primary key. So these keywords I will explain later in the coming sessions. Primary key called as basically uniquely identify the values and not null. That is the primary key. First name varchar, last name varchar, gender varchar, check constraint. So we are checking with the constraint. Check gender in male or female. Age int, DOP date, grade float, is active, boolean, constraint. So constraint we are executing. So these conditions will execute later stages. Just in this one we are what we say. Just we'll high level look into the DDL and data types. So these are the data types we are following: int, number, varchar, string, date, float, decimal, boolean. So some example table. So we'll create the table using SQL Server. So here I'm creating one table called as hospitals. So create table hospitals, hospital code as int, hospital name as varchar of 50, location as varchar 200, contact number big int. If we execute this hospital table is to be, the structure is to be created. Okay, commands complete successfully. If we want to check with the table, select a star from table name. Table name called as the hospitals. Select a star from hospitals, execute. You see this one hospital code, hospital name, location, contact information. So what we are giving the column names: hospital code, hospital name, location, contact number. So these 4 columns created using the table name as the hospital. That is create. Select is this one. So select called as a DQL, data query language. Then data definition language and part of create. Then drop also part of DDL. So what is the DDL? So if I execute the drop table hospitals, so table is dropped. If we check with the select star from hospitals, so there is no table. Okay, the structure is to be deleted. Then we'll create one more table as create table hospitals tab. So again, it will create the table. Okay, so this way we will execute with create, select, drop. Okay, so later we'll see the other part scenarios in the next video. Thank you for watching.